Yo, what up, Street Talk, Street God, Street Vlogs, or Kim in the house? All right, gotta flex. All right, so some thoughts. What is the best way to live? So I say only do that which you're enthusiastic or interested in it. Don't do that which is uninteresting or boring to you. So shout out to my friend Sarah Lando, taught me ancient Greek etymology. So the difference between enthusiasm and passion. Enthusiasm is godlike. That's literally what it means. Entheos, God dwelling within you. Even best friend Jesus was like, the kingdom of God is already within your heart. The already part is often omitted by a lot of religious apostles and scholars, right? So anyways, passion is just like the passion of Christ. It's kind of like suffering. And I think the bad thing in today's world is pain and suffering is equated with goodliness or virtuousness, whereas my thought is enthusiasm is much more robust. It's just doing only that which you're interested in. And the problem with that is it tends to be amoral in so far much as people's like, oh, can you imagine a society in which everyone just did what they want to do and no one did what they want, and then it just becomes this weird moralized thing. And my thought is, at least in America and a lot of society, it's like there's enough people out there to do the quote scut work, right? Like the hateful, toilsome labor that we don't care for. For example, I love to eat meat, but I would not want to grow my own cattle, right? And so then the beauty of modern day free market capitalism is that money is a means of not doing what you don't want to do, right? Like even, I can change the oil in my car, but the reason I don't want to do it is if there's even a 0.1% chance that I'm jacked up and under the car and the car falls and me to die, even that 0.0001% risk is not worth it to me. And also I value my time more. I mean, they got a car jack, they could do it much faster than I can. So money is all about the division of labor. And I mean, maybe kind of also an unorthodox thought that, maybe I'm one of the only people who believe in this, is that I do believe that if you do and pursue that which you're insanely enthusiastic about, you're naturally going to become more entrepreneurial and you'll end up doing better in regards to that, rather than doing things for the sake of doing things. So for example, with my son Seneca, even now his like 2 years, 2 months, 2 years, 3 months. I don't force him to do anything he don't really want to do, of course within reason. And this is the best way to teach peoples and your kids like senses of responsibility, self-authorship, self-authority, self-reliance, etc. Even Ralph Emerson Waldo was all about the self-reliance concept, and I think it's a pretty robust notion. And yeah, I think in today's world, your enthusiasm is the ultimate, infinite source of motivation and inspiration behind things. Because if you just try to do that which society expects of you, or make a lot of money, whatever's, you're gonna hate your life, right? He's like, don't you want to love your life? And then the sad thing is that, like, I don't think anyone's happy. Nobody likes their life. And probably the best way to supersede that is to unchain yourself from traditional markers of success. Even studying sociology was probably the most formative major that I personally studied in college, because it taught me to unsocialize myself from silly XYZ notions, allowed me to become more of a free thinker. Ultimately, I think what I'm really interested in is probably like philosophy, but I was like, remember as an undergrad, right? And like sophomore year, freshman year, I'm like, see a philosophy class. I'm like, I want to find out the reason behind existence of life. And then I enrolled into an intro to philosophy. It's a logic class. And I'm like, what? Like, I hate math. I'm like, why am I doing mathematics? Whatever, right? So sociology was a good introduction to thinking more philosophically, and actually just like much more pragmatically. It's just like, whether you like it or no, we all live in society. So then the question is, how do you want to leverage being part of a society in a means, in a ways which is personally beneficial and advantageous to you? And I think the reason why a lot of people is kind of mad and salty all the time is that people feel soft coercion from society to have to do hateful labor or toil that they don't really care for. And as a consequence, people just become miserable and unhappy, right? And yeah, so I think the best way to live life is only do that which is naturally enthusiastic to you and interesting to you, and don't do nothing you don't care for.